All right, so the first place we went to was Dunham's, and I wanted to see. I never liked their prices anyway in the last couple of years, so I wanted to see what the prices was and see what everybody was grabbing off the shelf. So they had a lot of shotgun ammo there, which that stuff usually be last to leave. Slugs and buckshot to go first, but birdshot is always a lot of that. They 450 Bushmaster, all that. All these hunting rounds, usually you can get this stuff at Walmart for cheaper and other places, but like Cabela's was pretty high. This is pretty high. I feel like they like $5 to $6 a box more. 308 is high here. Everything was high. So I was just checking and seeing if anything changed. I would have thought this stuff would have went on sale. Some of these calibers that nobody rarely use, you know, maybe around hunting season. But wasn't no 300 blackout really there under $20. So these prices was pretty high on the 300 blackout. They only had a couple boxes there. It wasn't a lot of 308 in there. You got 4570, all this other stuff. 762. I'm surprised they still got that. Those boxes used to be $8.99, but they definitely, you can see the price on them. So they over $10. But I haven't seen no other stores sell any Wolf or Tula steel case 762, and I haven't really been checking the prices on that either. I think you can get 1,000 pack of those online or find some places if they still got it. But 6.5 Creedmoor is high. They had a lot of 22, but like I said, mostly all of that. Besides the 762, you can get that out of Walmart. So then they had some 5.56. I think they probably had only a total of maybe 30, maybe 40 boxes of random 5.56, which was priced at $15 and up. The cheapest was $15 for some green tips, and after that, then anything else that was like some 77 grain or 75. I think they had some prices that said $12.99, but that stuff was gone. But I know a couple months ago they was already $12.99. So that seemed like they rose the price and then tried to put it back on sale, but I don't know. But they used to have 1,000 round cases and all these other buckets. All that stuff is gone. They had a lot of 9mm, which I was surprised. They got a whole row of it. And I was surprised by that, but the price is kind of high. They got a couple sales talking about $16 and $18 or something like that. But most of they 9mm 50 rounds be like $22 or $26 for the same stuff that you can find at Cabela's or Finn or Range USA. Range USA be kind of high too. I haven't went there yet, but I know they was high before. But they had a whole wall of 9mm. So the last time this happened, 9mm was going up to $50. So I guess they feel like they're not selling it for $50. They selling it for half. So they stayed around the high 20s. And then the sale is like the high teens. So I haven't bought none from them, like I said, in about a couple years. But they got a lot of it. So if this get any worse, like if they stop production of 9mm, I'm pretty sure people gonna snatch this right off the shelf too. And I don't see no steel case 9mm. That used to be the cheapest. Everybody used to run to Tula and Wolf to get the cheapest, but you already know what happened with that. So ain't really none of that stuff in that. If you do find steel case ammo, it's almost the same price as remanufactured brass. So I'd rather just get the reman brass. Some of the steel cool with certain guns, but if you storing it, if you don't keep it in a safe, dry place, I've seen the steel case rust before the brass. So you gotta keep that stuff dry and certain temperature and keep the moisture out and keep the mold away. But they did have plenty 9mm, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. But the hot topic right now is 5.56 and 223. And 5.56, everybody prefer, well, a lot of people prefer 5.56 over 223. I try to keep a certain amount of both. Because when I was getting the steel case, it all came in 223. And then my green tips and 62 to M8 55s and the M193s I used to try to say that, zero the gun with that. You know, that was my go-to stuff. 45, 40, all that stuff was way too high. $35 for a box of 45. I was trying to grab some hollow points, but they were like $36 for 20 rounds. Then they had some 45 supposed to be on sale for 25. And I've been able to get 45 for like $15 and $16 for just some regular 230 grain ball ammo. So I definitely wasn't grabbing any of that. So they did have subsonic there, but everything at Dunham's overpriced. So I didn't even go look at none of the guns. So the next spot we went to was Cabela's. And I went there because I thought I seen 200 rounds of 5.56 for $99. So I searched around. It was no 223 or 5.56 in sight. Plenty of 22, 17 HMR. But like I said, all that same stuff you can get out of Walmart for better prices. They had a lot of 9mm, 6.5 Creedmoor. They keep a lot of that 308, 270 Winchester, all of that stuff. I didn't really see any 300 Blackout. They usually had a 300 Blackout, and it'd be a decent price. 9mm, $15. So like I said, that's already, that normal price is $15. That brand Herders, they usually had that, and it'd be like $11.99 or $10. So they had plenty of everything else, but it was no 5.56 in sight. I found a couple boxes of 223, but they was like over $20 for those little boxes. I don't even know. I think they were just regular 55 grain. I don't know if they was anything special or not. But of course they got the shotgun shells and everything else. But everybody was coming in there looking for it. And they'd leave right back out. 45 and everything else there. I meant to check seeing if they had the brass and the primers, because that usually be the next thing that's probably going to be hard to find is the primer. So I'll probably check back there and see if they got primers and brass there, and check some other stores for primers and brass and, you know, the bullets. But if it get any worse, that's probably, if it ain't going already, that's probably next to go in probably the next couple months. But when I checked on Cabela's website, every time you throw the items in the cart, it just deleted anyway. So they pretty much out at the warehouse at Cabela's. I tried all the locations and it say limited stock at stores, but they pretty much out. So I did the notify me thing. So we'll see how that go. But they did have 200 rounds of 5.56 for $99. And I think that's somewhere around 50 cents. So the cheapest I've seen, it was just like 30-something cents a couple weeks ago. And now the cheapest as of today, it was like between 52 to 60, 52 and up. So the cheapest I've been seeing for remanufacture is like 52 cents per round. So I'm going to keep my eye out. I'm going to go to a couple other stores and just do some more update videos. But I'm going to try to find some of the footage I had before and what the prices was.
See your motivation, I see your movement is in effect. And I fucking love that shit.